Welcome to Art Ed Radio, the podcast for art teachers. This show is produced by the Art of Education University, and I'm your host, Tim Bogatz. It is finally here, and I am excited. It is conference week. I've been talking about it on the podcast here for a while, but the Now Conference is happening this weekend. So many cool things happening, so many fun things that we're going to be doing between the kickoff on Friday, the main event on Saturday, and then the afterpass on Sunday. And as always, we want to do a conference preview episode. So those of you who are joining us for now, know what to expect. You know what's coming. And those of you who haven't registered yet are maybe enticed to do so. So if you're listening to this on Tuesday, there are 3 days left. If you still need to register, you have until noon on Friday. That's noon Central Time. And you can find everything you need at theartofeducation.edu/now. For today's episode, I invited Janet Taylor on because, once again, she's played a vital role in putting everything together for the Now Conference. She has done a masterful job of finding and working with presenters. She's been creating resources. She's helping me with scheduling, big picture ideas. So many things behind the scenes that you will not see, but so many great things that you will between presentations, resources, and all the learning that is happening. So she's been a huge part of what we've put together for you, this weekend. And I'm looking forward to talking to her and seeing what she's most excited about, at the end of this week, what she's excited about for the Now Conference. So let me bring her on and we will discuss all things Now. Janet Taylor, welcome back to the podcast. It's been just a little bit. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. How are you, Tim?
I'm doing well. You know, it is the week of the Now Conference. And so like stress levels are high because, you know, there's a lot to put together for this, but excitement is really high too. I think we have a very good conference coming up. We have a really cool lineup put together. I'm excited about all of it, but I guess I want to ask you, like, you are in the classroom, like back in the classroom full time. So I'd love to know, like, just how the first semester went for you, how the second semester has kind of started for you, and I guess how it's been trying to balance everything with everything that you're doing behind the scenes for the Now Conference.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot going on. Okay, so I guess I should go backwards and just say the beginning of second semester has been a little bit rough. Like, if you are in the Midwest, we have had snow day and then ice day and e-learning and all the things that I will say that e-learning has, I'm not going to lie, it is a little triggering for me right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And then to do e-learning again. But, so it's been going well though. I have to say overall, it's, okay. All right. Can I just like do a little pep talk? Can I do
yes,
that
because
for our teachers?
No, I think our teachers need this. And that's part of the reason we do the conference right now every year. Like, this is the time when art teachers need a pep talk. They need support. They need, just a little refresh at the moment. Cause like, it's a drag. Like, teaching is really hard right now. So yes, please.
Really hard.
Take the floor.
Okay. All right. So I will say this. So, for those of you who kind of know a little bit about my journey, I had been teaching in a district for a very long time, and then COVID hit, and I had to stay out of the classroom to keep my kids' health, concerns safe. And at that point, I didn't really have an option to go back, and I had to spend some time like grieving this loss of like my teacher identity and like all the things that I was doing that was teacher related, and art ed related. And then, thankfully I was still working for Art of Ed at the time. So I kind of had that piece. And then I started picking up other kind of jobs, working for higher ed, working with student teachers, as probably many people realized from their new teacher podcast series, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like working on my artwork, and I did some content for another ed tech startups talking about creativity. I started offering workshops and classes. I taught online to AP students, which is like, it seems like a lot, right? It was a lot of
Yeah.
piecemeal, but it also afforded me, some flexibility and
Mm-hmm.
some space to like figure out what it was that I was doing, Um, so last year, this position popped up. It was part time at a district nearby, and I know these people. Like, they're just wonderful people to work for and work with. And so I was like, yeah, I will do part time in the classroom. Like, I was not ready to go back full time. I wasn't sure what it was going to be,
Mm-hmm.
and even then, it was like good, but I'll say something was just off for me, like
Yeah.
it wasn't anybody else. It was me. It was like, what am I doing? What is this about? Is this the right path? And to be honest, last year, if you had said, Janet, are you going to go back to the classroom full time? I would have been like, I don't think so.
Right. Right.
Like, there's just some things I'm trying to figure out. And then this position that I'm in right now, opened up really last minute. I think it was like August, and there was no doubt in my mind. Like, it's in the same district, so I get to work with those same people, which is great.
Yeah.
I love my colleagues, and it's all jewelry metals with some ceramics, which is like, right up my alley. And there was no question. Like, if it was like, I'm applying for this, I'm doing this, this is happening.
Right.
And so I'll be honest, at the beginning of the semester, I was a little nervous at the beginning of the year. Like, I was
Mm-hmm.
excited. I was nervous. Like, is this the right decision? Because there's been so many things going on in the last several years. And 100%, I am just like, everybody tells me when I talk about it that I'm just glowing. And it's
I
true.
was
Like,
gonna say it is true.
right? Like, you can see me, right? I love teaching. I love the demographic that I'm working with. I love my colleagues. I just am so happy to have found the right fit for me at this point in my career.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that like so many teachers are struggling with, I'm unhappy in my workplace, or I'm unhappy with what I'm teaching, or I'm
Yep.
unhappy
Yep.
with whatever it is. And it's like, I was lucky that I had opportunities to kind of figure out, I didn't really have a choice in figuring that out, right? Like, I kind of was left to like, Janet, you are no
Yes.
longer working at this position. You don't
Right.
have a choice but
Right.
to kind of figure it out. But I mean, there's this energy that I'm like, okay, if you're not at the right fit or in not the right school, like, there is a place for you. And it doesn't mean you have to give up teaching, or, I don't know. I feel like most teachers that are out of the teaching profession now, or taking a break at least, are still doing some teaching in some capacity, right? They're like
Mm-hmm.
still being creative and teaching. But sometimes I feel like, I think we're so in our bubble of, this particular place is not a good fit, then there are no good fits. And it's like, no, there are other options out there, and there are other places that will rejuvenate your love for teaching.
Yes.
So I just wanted to encourage people to just give themselves some grace and have hope that, you're going to find the right fit.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. And I think just the idea of, rejuvenating yourself, I think can be really valuable. When I was feeling super burnt out, I started thinking about, all the other possibilities that were out there for me. And, do I need a different position? Do I need a different school? But really, I just kind of turned around by doing things differently at the position I was in, and I stayed
Mm-hmm.
there, and I got back to being happy with my teaching. And so there are a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different paths. And I think it's worthwhile to just kind of do what you can do to make the most of your situation, and at the same time see what's out there, either to find something new or to find something different or better about what you're doing there that can really, like you said, just rejuvenate your practice. So
Yeah, yeah. And I'll have to say, like, again, I am super thrilled that throughout this time I get to work with AUU and the community engagement team, because like right now when things feel really stressful, and of course this is like an added stress, probably the Now conference, right?
yeah,
Working at it. But it's like, I love working on the Now conference. So I'm super excited. And I feel like that's one thing, or twice a year, right? To really look
yeah.
forward to rejuvenating when you're feeling
Hmm.
like kind of meh, is to reconnect with your art teacher people.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about new ideas and reconnecting and all the other great benefits coming to the
Yeah.
Now conference. I would just ask you, like, from your perspective, you've seen everything that's coming. You know all of our plans. Like, what is there to be excited about, or what are you most excited about with the Now conference?
Yeah. So I guess just I don't know, do people need like a quick reminder of what the Now conference is and
Well,
can
I mean, I've been
offer?
talking
Or,
about it all month, but yes,
okay. All
go
right.
for
All
it. No,
right.
it's probably good to hear about it from,
Okay. I don't know. You
someone
can.
other than me.
Well, I mean, I love the Now conference so much because there's the kickoff, which is the night before. And that is just a great way to kind of blow off some steam and enjoy and reconnect with our teacher community. I mean, truly, joy is is the word I would use for that night, right? It's like
Mhm.
celebrating and
Oh, it's
having
so
fun.
much fun.
Yeah. And then like the next day, what I love, and I feel like I preach this all the time. I love the Now conference because it's like curated content, and you don't have to go and like pick where you're going to go, and you don't have to worry about jamming into a room or, clicking on a link to get you someplace and missing
Mhm.
some of that. It's like, you just sit and listen and take notes and make art and enjoy.
Yes.
So I just love that. And then the fact that everything is on the after pass afterwards is just wonderful too, because you can actually take a break during the main event
Mhm.
and you're not going to have FOMO, right? You're not going to miss
Right,
out on anything
right.
because you can go back and watch stuff. So, just in general, I just really love the setup of our conference and how that brings us kind of all together and connects us in that way. So I guess I'm like, that is what I'm most excited for right now personally, is just that energy that
Mhm.
happens when we all are together.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, when you put thousands of art teachers together and you can see just everything flying in the chat and all of the
Ugh,
connections being made on social media and examples of the artwork people making, like, it's such a great feeling. Like you said, such a positive burst of energy, and I love all of that. So,
yeah, for sure.
which I guess is a good segue to my next idea, coming up with positive energy. Just thinking about our keynote, Devon Rodriguez. People who are not familiar, Devon is the guy who is on the subway drawing portraits of people, or now just finding people on the street, drawing and painting portraits of them, talking to them, sharing his work with them, and yeah, just seeing their reactions. It just brings so much positive energy to the world, which is one of his goals. And I was super excited to get to talk to him. I'm really excited for everybody to be able to see him, see what he has to say. But I don't know, like, you've seen the interview, you've seen his
Mhm.
presentation. Like, what do you think people are going to latch onto? What are they going to be able to take away from his presentation?
Okay, so there's like three big takeaways for me.
Okay.
The first one is just loving hearing him talk about his story. Just like so much humanity in how he connects with people, and um, now you met him, but he seems like so humble and so down to
He is.
earth.
He is just the nicest guy. He
I,
was great.
and that alone, you're just like, oh, I just want to eat you up. Um, but then, he also goes on and talks about like how important his teachers were to him. And
Hmm.
like, it's seriously, tears were coming in my eyes when I was watching this. I was
Yeah.
like, it's just a nice reminder at this time, especially, of how important we are. And we don't even realize the impact that we have.
Hmm.
Just even in just little things of like supporting and encouraging and how that has changed his life, you know?
Yep.
And then I guess my third takeaway that was fascinating to me was just like, it was really interesting. He's like pretty young. He's like in his late
Oh,
20s, I think,
he
right?
like mid-20s. He's,
Mid
I don't know.
20s.
When I get to my age, I'm like, oh, he's such a baby. No,
I
he's a normal adult.
like
But
you could
like,
have taught him, Tim.
oh, I absolutely could
We
have.
both could have
Yes.
taught him.
Yes.
Um, but just like hearing him talk about his connections with like being on the streets and meeting these people, but also
Mhm.
connecting with social media, which is like, you know, for old fogies like us, Tim, I sometimes feel like social media is like just out of my range. You know, like I do the best I can, but to hear someone kind of talk about those connections is pretty exciting for me because I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, that's how they're doing it, and this is how he responds to that. You know,
Yeah.
as opposed to our students like sitting on their phones all the time, right? You know what I mean? It's like a different experience, so it's really neat. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's great to hear his perspective, and like you said, I think there's a lot of value in just hearing how important we are as teachers, what an effect we can have on our students, and just I don't know, hearing that from someone who was affected by teachers and now
Mm-hmm.
has, you know, found a lot of success, credits his teachers for a big part of that success. You know, it's a really refreshing and kind of inspiring message to hear, and I think that's a good path to take. I think that's a good message for teachers to hear, and so I'm excited for everyone to kind of check that out this weekend. So, all right. Besides Devon, we have a lot of other good presentations, a lot of other really good presenters. You know, what are you looking forward to? What are maybe just a couple presentations that you think people are going to find worthwhile?
Oh, you know, I think I've done this preview with you a couple times now, and it's really hard for me to
The
boil
answer
things
is always
down.
just all of them.
I just want to talk about every single thing. Okay, so I will start with so Paula Lees will be with us. So I'm pretty excited about that because
Mhm.
she has a new book out called How to Be a Creative Changemaker. So
Not to ruin the surprise, but we may or
mhm.
may not be giving away some copies of her book. So
I'm glad you said it, not
I I
me. I
can
didn't
I
want to
can neither
reveal that.
confirm nor deny what is in the plans.
It's awesome. So, but she's going to be talking about those incredible artists that she includes in the books and ways to really reflect on our own curriculum to celebrate diverse and really complex and layered backgrounds and identities of these artists into our
Mhm.
curriculum, which is, we all need that, right? To
Yes.
share with our students. Um, yeah, and then I guess going back to teacher identity, I mean, talking about my whole like grieving my loss of teacher identity and like trying to figure out who I am now, right? Lindsay Moss, who we love, right?
Yes.
Um, I just adore her. She is talking about um, how to be your best art teacher self. So kind of
Yeah.
piecing out, yeah, like that teacher identity and
Well, and I think, yeah, that just goes back to everything that we talked about with that, you know, when you first came on, just, you know, finding what works for you, finding
mhm.
what helps you be successful, knowing who you are as a teacher, how to help yourself enjoy what you do as a teacher. And I think, you know, it's tough to fit all of that into 15 minutes, but she did a pretty good job
Yeah,
of getting
she's
people to reflect and think about, you know, what's working for them, what's not, and then like you said, like how to be your best art teacher self. So I think that's a really valuable one.
yeah, she's pretty amazing at how she can um, pull out that information and organize it so that we can digest it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, and then let's see. So, of course, I love me some good assessment. I know it sounds so silly, but we have Andrea McDonough on, and also Francisco Matus is back, and both of them um, talk about a lot about practical strategies and the idea of assessment as feedback, which you know I love. And both of them are going to be able to give us some strategies that it's not one more thing added to your plate, but how do
Yeah.
you integrate it and make it
Yeah.
seamless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I share a couple that I'm excited
Please
about?
do. Please do.
Okay, looking forward to the art teacher roundtable. We're doing real talk about classroom management, which, it's going to be live, so I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go, but I'm looking forward to it. So Jen Russell will be there. She's a high school teacher from Dallas, Fort Worth area. Harris will be there, who we were just introduced to at the art room makeover. They are from Baltimore, design teacher. And then Jonathan Jurovich, who's been at the conference a lot. He's always great. But anyway, we're all going to get together live. We're going to talk about classroom management, share some stories, what's working, what's not, and just kind of a discussion about all, because, it's tough out there right now. And so I'm excited to kind of dive into that conversation and kind of see what's working for people, what's not, and just kind of airing all that out, because I think it's a discussion that we need to have. There's a lot of great art making opportunities from the kickoff through the actual conference itself. Marina Alfara is doing a great flex lesson about lines and shapes of unity, just a simple abstract drawing that we're super excited to give people some time to do some work. And then if you want to do more, Joel Skolton has an art making opportunity in the Afterpass. So a lot of great stuff there. And then just creativity conversations. Christina Brown is going to be co-hosting with me. She's going to be for a little bit, part of the day. And she and I are going to talk about creativity. And then like Jen Lieben, Latanya Hicks, Andreas Luzarski are all doing stuff about creativity. So we're diving in deep there, which I think is going to be really valuable. So I don't know. I'm sorry if I stole your thunder with any of those.
No.
But anything else that you want to highlight or want people to check out?
I mean, those were definitely on my list. I guess the last one I would add would be probably Chris Sikora. He did the Afterpass for us over the summer, talking about creativity and expressive mark making. So he's come back to kind of share that specific mark making project that he does like in the hallways with his students, and they're like high-fiving their artwork. And so that's really fun, and it's really packed. Great way to bring energy back to your classroom too.
Yeah, I was going to say he's moving quick through that, but there's so much good information. So I like that one. Okay. I also wanted to circle back. I touched a little bit on the art making, but I want to just talk about the kickoff that's happening on Friday night, because we have art making there, but we also have games. And I mean, we're doing trivia, we're giving away prizes. Amanda has probably got some weird costumes for us. I don't know what all is happening with that.
I know how you love the costumes.
You know what? I just show up and do what she needs me to do, and it's fine. So, but yeah, I love that. Just hosting it, like you said, just so much positive energy. We're able to create, we're able to have a lot of fun. So from my perspective, that's one of my favorite parts of the conference. What about for you? Like from the audience perspective, like what do you enjoy about the kickoff?
I really love that, with the kickoff, we bring, during your games, you always bring people onto the screen. And so we get to like actually see these people that we're talking to in the chat.
Right.
And that's always fun. People always wear like crazy costumes too, or like have their art gear on, which always is great. And it's just, I don't know, there's just a lot of laughter, which just feels really great. Yeah. I love that part.
Yeah, I think it's so much fun. And like we said, just those connections are incredible. And if you want to do smart making, bring your art supplies. I'm going to be hanging with Jen Russell, a lot of Jen Russell this weekend. She's lovely. So it's going to be great. But she and I are going to get together and do some colored pencil portraits, just talk about colored pencil drawing, create some work. And then Christina Brown is going to be hosting a separate art making activity with Kayla Kozlow and Katie Gray, who did the mini masterpieces on Instagram over the summer. And so they're going to be talking about drawing prompts, how you can use them for your own personal creativity, do some art making there, and how you can bring those ideas back to your classroom too. So a lot of opportunities to come, hang out, have fun. win some prizes, do some art, and it's a good time. So hoping that you can join us on Friday night. And then obviously we have the conference itself on Saturday. And then Jen, I'll give it back to you to explain everything that's happening on Sunday for the AfterPass, and just kind of how we can keep learning throughout the year after the conference. So can you talk about the AfterPass and maybe highlight a couple of presentations there that people may want to check out?
Sure. So in the AfterPass, you get everything from the main event, from the kickoff. All those videos are recorded, so that will be there, as well as the chat. Everybody always asks, "Is the chat
Yes,
recorded?" And yes, that is all there that you can access later for people's handles and whatnot. Right?
and all of the great ideas that they put in there, because
Yes.
we feel like we're presenting a lot of good ideas, but then I don't know, everybody in the chat, again, when you put thousands of art teachers together, like they have some pretty good ideas.
Yeah.
So we're like, this is what I do in my classroom. And everybody else like, oh my gosh, that reminds me of this. And just ideas just keep building on each other. And it's great to see. But yeah, people love to refer back to that. But
yeah, we
anyway,
are definitely,
sorry to
I was
interrupt.
going to say, no, we're definitely a sharing people. Everybody
Yeah.
loves to share, and I just love that about us. But, so if you again, I encourage you to take a break when you need to during the main event. We do have some breaks kind of planned in there, but it can be, long or whatever. But, because you can go back on that Sunday, but really you have access to that for a full year, after. So any point you can go back, rewatch something. I like to go back and redo some of the art making, because sometimes I might be too busy following it and don't really, don't get an opportunity to finish it, or need to look back at something, or reference a presentation. So I love that. Some additional, on top of what is all recorded from the main event and the kickoff, we do include additional presentations as well. So they're like extra bonuses for you to look for. And a few that I'm excited about are Alicia Farrell's doing a collage portrait presentation, these are gorgeous. They're just like color paper, and she talks about proportion and
collage
right. I was like, wow. So definitely want to check that out. And as you mentioned before, Joel Skulton is going to be doing a flex lesson, Stumi installations. Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
But,
it's fun. It's like this crazy, beautiful, like drawing painting, but also turned into like this 3D sculpture / architecture piece, like just this beautiful hybrid of so many things. And
I'll tell you, when he turned them into sculptures, I was like, what? It's like, yes, I love this so much. So that was really great. And we also have Candace Stewart coming to talk about co-curricular planning, which is great because she talks kind of through her entire curriculum for a semester, or was it a year? I can't remember, but she breaks it down so you can really see how her and her students create this curriculum together. Which is really great.
I love that presentation so much. Like Candace is great, first of all. And then, we have the short version on Saturday, like with just kind of dipping your toe in, like, hey, do you maybe want to do this with your students, have them help plan the curriculum that they're going to go through. And then if you like that idea, there's the long extended version in the AfterPass where, like you said, she really dives in and shows you everything that she does to plan her curriculum alongside her students, which I think is a great concept. And she does a wonderful job of explaining and showing everything that she does. So I love that. Can I throw one more presentation out there?
Yeah.
This is more for administrators rather than teachers, but Michael Bell, former art teacher, current administrator, put together a really cool presentation about, how administrators can, help advocate for programs, help build art programs, how they can help value their art teachers. So if that's something that you think your administrator needs to hear, that's a good presentation to kind of forward to them and have them check that out. So yeah, you can look at Michael Bell as well. So, but yeah, there's plenty more. Like you said, everything's recorded and you can just keep learning for the next year whenever you have time. So we're super excited about all of that. So, Janet, anything else before we wrap up? Any other closing thoughts before we all see each other on Friday night?
Oh my gosh, no, I'm just so excited to see everybody. It's going to be a blast.
All right. Yes. We cannot wait. We're hoping to see all of you there. And yeah, well, just a couple days from now, after we wrap this up, I'll give everybody the last minute, information they need to register. If, they still need to do that, but we'll be good to go. Janet, thank you so much. And we will see you on Friday.
Thanks so much, Tim.
All right. Thank you to Janet. I appreciate her coming on. And like I said at the beginning of the episode, we really could not have put together such a good conference without her. So before we leave, let me give you just one last rundown of what's happening. Friday, we are doing the conference kickoff with games, trivia, art making. That is Friday evening. It starts at 7 p.m. Central. We're going to do some art making about 8 p.m. Central. We have all sorts of amazing giveaways. We're doing trivia. We're doing art making. We're doing other games. There's just a great time to relax, enjoy yourself with the art teacher community, and just kind of have some fun. So come join us if you can. Saturday is the main event. This is the conference itself, all of the presentations, all the learning, everything that you're looking for, just a full day of presentations for everyone who is there. That starts on Saturday at 10 a.m. Central. That's going to go until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, then on Sunday, we have the AfterPass with additional learning that you can access for the rest of the year. You have an entire calendar year to dive into all of the learning there. Not only all of the presentations and the art making from the first 2 days of the conference, but additional presentations that really dive into more specific topics, and you can really find what you're trying to learn, what you're looking for, what you're wanting to check out. So a lot of additional topics, a lot of additional presenters, some really, really good stuff in there. So make sure that if you are attending the conference, you check out the AfterPass as well. Maybe something that piques your interest and can really help you. So if all of that sounds good to you, all 3 of those days, and I hope it does. Again, you can register at theartofeducation.edu/now. You can find all the information you need there, find everything you want to know about the event, and I'm hoping that we will see you there. Art Ed Radio is produced by the Art of Education University with audio engineering from Michael Crocker. All right, so conference, obviously. Okay, make sure you sign up if you're not. I also want to put out one call for mailbag questions. So Amanda and I will be recording when we are together for the Now conference. So if you want anything for next week's mailbag questions, if you want anything answered in the mailbag, just hit me up, Timothy Bogatz at theartofeducation.edu or podcasts at theartofeducation.edu. All right, thank you for listening. We will talk to you next week. But before then, hopefully we'll see you this weekend at Now.